Welcome to the Friday edition of High Five. And I'm kind of going off the Eagles today. I'm really going off the Eagles today because something is happening in Israel. And I want to show you this. This is a fox, okay? Foxes have been spotted around the wall of Israel, around the Western Wall, the Wailing Wall, some people call it. It's written in the book of Lamentations 5:18, which is read on Tisha B'Av, that begins tonight at sundown, that Mount Zion, where the temple stood, will be so desolate that foxes will walk on it. And the understanding, there's an understanding from the Talmud about this being linked with the third temple. And so we are in very exciting times. This is not a time to fall asleep. On the Hebraic calendar, I know this is going to look backwards, but if you can see here on the 9th of August, where we are right here, at sundown, see every day on the Hebraic calendar, it begins at sundown because in Genesis chapter 1, every day God said it evening, and then it was day, and it was the first day. That has not changed. This isn't a Jewish calendar. It is a calendar that the Jews have been ordered to keep it. And so they have watched over the calendar all these years. And so the 9th of Av was the date in history in 1312 that BC, that, or was it 1312? Well, it was 1312 of the year, and the 12 spies came back, and 10 spies had an evil report. They said, our God can't deliver us. The giants are bigger than our God. And so Caleb and Joshua had a much better report. And they said, our God is able. God has given us the land. We can do it. But you know what? The people believe the evil report. Just like people today are watching the news and they're believing the evil report instead of checking with the Word of God. And so that started a cycle in history. Both of the temples, the Solomon's temple and the second one that's called Herod's temple, were both destroyed on the 9th of Av. It's called Tisha B'Av. In history, in 1492, Columbus states in his journal, as he was going out, waiting for the tide, that the last load of Jews was leaving, that Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand had expelled all the Jews, and they picked the 9th of Av for that. The worst day on the Jewish calendar. If anything bad can happen, it'll happen on that day. There's so many things with the World War II, the Holocaust, everything that has Hitler picked the final solution on that day. And the Jewish people, there was an attack in Israel. In the West Bank, a terrorist attack, and a young boy, a yeshiva student, was stabbed to death. And so there's a much turmoil going on the borders, the Lebanon border, the Syria border, the Gaza border, the West Bank, and they're coming into Tisha B'Av, which is the 9th of Av on the Hebraic calendar. And so because tonight begins the Sabbath, they call it the Shabbat, which means the rest. They're not supposed to do any work. They're not supposed to do any fasting. This is the fast that Zechariah talks about, the fast of the 4th month, the fast of the 5th month, and there's 4 different fasts that Zechariah talks about. He said someday they're going to be happy times, but until then, these are fast days. And said the Jews can't fast tonight and tomorrow. They have to fast on Sunday, which is the first day of their week. And so really, if you look at it, the 9th of Av is going to be 2 days long this year. I want you to get a hold of that. The foxes, there's pictures of the foxes climbing up on the Western Wall, on the Wailing Wall where they pray. And they're climbing on it, just like Lamentations said that they're going to be doing. So we are in extreme time, and I'm asking everyone out there, please pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Please pray for Israel, the Jewish people during this time, not just from tonight until Sunday night. really cover them heavily with prayer. God bless you. Have a great weekend. See you Monday. Catch you then. Bye-bye.